Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Cities Skylines. So last episode we got started on this city, and I guess I gave a bit of an introduction to the gameplay, though I feel like most people that are going to be watching this video don't really necessarily need an introduction, but nonetheless, let's get to it. Alright, I think one thing I'm going to need is, well, as you can see, people are starting to complain about the trash, but if I look at the cost of garbage, let's see. It is okay, it's only $160 per week, which actually that's pretty darn cheap. I was gonna say, for some reason I thought this was like $1,000. I think I'm just used to a building like this, because look at this. This costs $1,440 a week. That's kind of crazy. But yeah, I think we're gonna need a landfill, and it doesn't cost that much, so I might as well place one just before things get too crazy, I suppose. I'll put it, I think, right here should be good. And also, yeah, I've kind of zoned quite a bit already, and people are developing, I guess, at a relatively quick rate. Should probably speed up the game a bit so that people can develop a bit more. Yeah, there's plenty of room for homes to pop over here. I think I'll make this a bit longer, but instead of just sort of going on this diagonal, I think I'm going to spice things up a bit and make a bit of a different road. Let's get a bit crazy. You know what, yeah. Don't really want to do that, per se. There. I'm just going to go weird little loop. And now we've got a kind of unusual thing going on here, but that's alright with me. At least makes things look a bit different. We don't just have a bunch of weird, well, not weird, well, I guess it is kind of weird how askew they are. We don't just have a bunch of diagonals going on. Alright. I think I'll expand this over here as well. I think I'll let it go at least at a slow rate. And I'll let this sort of hug the coast as well. Actually, now that I look at this too, the one thing that I figure probably won't be a good idea is, I'm not sure. I mean, I'm kind of afraid of damming, because I think if I do make a dam, I'm going to make sure I do it like over here or something. Or perhaps, I'm going to make sure, I'm definitely going to make sure if I do a dam that it's like here and here, and that it's beyond any important structures, because what happens is it dramatically decreases the water in the area behind it, and and in some cases it quite dramatically increases the water in the area in front. And when I did that the first time, it caused just crazy flooding, and I obviously don't want to have, I don't want to like make a dam here and then have my entire city get flooded. It wouldn't be very fun. I mean, I guess it might look a bit fun, and actually I might do it at some point just to see what it looks like, but yeah, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it accidentally. I'm gonna try not to do it accidentally. Okay. There we go. Gonna put that there. Yeah, this is very unusual, but like I said, hey, it looks interesting at least. Oh wow, those people can just build right in the water too. I feel like that's not a good idea, but whatever. People can do whatever they want, I guess. Okay then. Yeah, let's expand, or not expand, but let's do something over here as well. Yeah, I don't just want to make a bunch of straight things. Gotta do diagonals and stuff, man. Gotta get wacky. Oh my, I just spent all my money, didn't I? Guess I'm gonna zone this then, huh? Kinda need to make that money back. Fortunately, we're in at least the green, so I don't have to worry about losing it all. Also, I just want to apologize if any of you can hear any background voices or any background noises. It's because, unfortunately, I live in a dorm, because I am in college, and for any of those of you who have lived in a college dorm, I'm sure you can attest to the fact that they're not exactly quiet. for the vast majority of the time. I mean, actually, I wouldn't say that my dorm is necessarily like the loudest at all time, but you know, when you have a bunch of 19 to 23-year-olds living in a small space, there's usually some kind of crazy things that can go on. That's for sure. Oh, look at that. A building has leveled up. So that basically means that we've... What am I doing? Yeah, I need to get out of the screen to do that. Oh, it's this building. Yes, it basically means we've made these people happy enough that they're deciding to, I guess, expand their house a bit. And I believe when the people expand their house, it usually just... I think for the most part, it kind of just means you get higher taxes. And that's always fine, of course. I think we need to speed up the game. Oh, look at that, 777. I just noticed that randomly. Okay. Got some nice windmills milling the wind. Kind of nice amount of pollution. Oh, hey. I kind of noticed something stupid. Actually, it's funny, I noticed this before I started the video, and then I completely forgot about it once I started. These people, they kind of need water, don't they? It's probably, yeah, kind of the problem that I made. Okay, yeah, I'll just make one line going out there. Because we don't really, as you can see, we don't exactly have the money to be spending on this. And this is kind of the way I messed up, is I did all of this at the beginning, but the problem was I didn't have any sort of positive weekly income. So I'm like, oh, I don't have enough money to actually give all my people water. And then it's like, oh, now I'm not making money because no one wants to live in my city anyways. And that was not fun. I wonder how disgusting this looks now. Oh, it doesn't look bad. Yeah, I've noticed those water drain pipes, especially once you've got several of them, the river just looks absolutely disgusting. It just looks like, oh, to be honest, it just looks like a large trail of shit, which I guess, being a sewage pipe, that's kind of what it is. But it seems this early on, when you only have 1,000 people, it's not really bad. My little princess was trapped up in a tree for 3 hours. I've noticed I've sort of stopped paying attention to these because my last game, it kind of just got annoying. Because usually, well, about half of these messages are kind of just frivolous things that aren't really important, and I guess we need a fire station. That's as good of a sign as any. Oh, hey, we don't have the money, sorry. You're going to have to live with your burnt down building for a while. Or I guess if you didn't make it through the fire, you won't really have to worry now. Alright. I'm just trying to get enough money to actually be able to afford. And as you can see, no one really wants to move in because we don't have sort of basic necessities. Yeah, that's kind of the... Oh, there we go. Tiny town. And each time you sort of get a level up, you obviously get a nice amount of money. So that sort of helps you to do a bit of a big expansion immediately after that. Speaking of which, there's kind of a large amount of dead space there. Oh yeah, I was going to build something there, I just didn't have the money, I remember. There we go. Oh. What is that? Police and fire. Whatever. Alright, so what is there much... There's a bit... Yeah, there's some more demand for commercial than there is for... I've noticed there tends to be a lot larger of a demand for residential than there is for industrial, so I don't really necessarily have to worry about putting all my commercial as a big buffer. I tend to like to just, I don't know, sort of put a few commercial sort of districts dispersed throughout the residential, which is kind of how I mean, that is kind of, I feel, how most real cities are. Is usually you've got, sure, like some major commercial districts usually, but then you usually have some sort of smaller places. Although it's not really smaller places. For the most part, you usually just have like a large area with small shops and then like a Walmart every once in a while, or other big chain stores like that. Alright. Actually, I don't just want to do some long line like that. Let's do something like that, I guess. I can make some weird sort of bendy line like that, and then there's that. Yes, personally I probably wouldn't want to live in this city just because the roads would just be ugh. But hey, I mean, it looks kind of interesting from bird's eye view, so isn't that really all that matters? I mean, who cares about traffic or how convenient things are? It's really about how pretty the city looks from a bird's eye view, right? Right. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, I feel like this is one of those. I think. I don't think you'd want to try to navigate through this city unless you either A, knew it very well, or B, well, I guess this side isn't so bad. It's kind of this area. You probably wouldn't want to try to get through this area without a GPS. Alright, let us go ahead and place some more residential. Kind of annoys me when sometimes there's like a random block that just doesn't quite fit for some odd reason. I suppose it's, yeah, if you look, it's just slightly not aligned well enough, so that just makes this one weird block not able to be habitated, which, I don't know, it's annoying. But what should I necessarily expect when I've got all this weird stuff going on as well? Actually, you know what, I'm just going to do this just because I kind of can. I'm going to just expand this a bit, because I noticed what I kind of had to do my last playthrough is once I tried expanding like this way, for example, once I unlocked like this region, it was like, oh hey, now I have to bulldoze all these nice skyscrapers and stuff that I've got. So I'm going to attempt to not. I'm going to try to perhaps make a few roads just to make things a bit easier later on. There we go. I suppose I could actually unpause the game, and of course one thing I should do is worry about fires, because like I said before, I feel like look at this. You'd think for a town this small you only really need one fire station, but look at this. This only covers this little region. Like, this area doesn't get helped at all, which is kind of crazy. Like, this doesn't, like, none of the fire hazard of this area has been reduced whatsoever. Oh, now I don't have enough money, so darn. Guess I'll just let time go by a bit faster then. I mean, I suppose at least now there's a fire engine to respond to some sort of fire. And how looks like we're gonna need some more power. Yeah, I'll just, like I kind of said, I think I'm just gonna keep going in a line, kind of. Although I feel like this isn't very efficient. I mean, if the wind was coming from like over here, it'd be quite efficient, but that's not that efficient. Oh, there. Now it looks more efficient. All right. And I need a police station, it seems, because these little like ski masked people seem to all be deciding they want to do crime and stuff. Yeah, I don't have enough money, of course. That's something that sucks about the early game, is you don't, a lot of times you kind of just have to really work up the money to pay for this. I mean, we definitely have a pretty darn decent weekly income, but in terms of everything else, we don't have enough to actually be able to produce a lot of necessary buildings. Yeah, let's just go ahead and expand these pretty much as far as we can. Yeah, and I don't think the pipes costs, let's see, is there like a maintenance? Okay, there's a 0.08 per week per cell, so not that much. There we go. I need the police station pretty badly, so I'm gonna stop doing everything else, and I'm gonna wait until I actually have enough money for a police station. Yeah, wait. I feel like early on, yeah, I noticed I was actually able to like get away with only having like if I end up settling this entire area, I think I'll probably only need 2 police stations, but I'll probably, if I want decent fire coverage, I'll need like probably at least like 8 or so, which is kind of crazy. Oh yeah, and actually the one thing that the After Dark expansion sort of added was I think it changed up the jail system, because before you were only able to detain people in either headquarters or stations, police stations, but now there actually is a prison that you can end. Though it costs quite a bit to maintain, as I think most prisons tend to cost quite a bit to maintain, especially in the United States, but whatever. Oh yes, and that's another thing. We need to put some parks down, otherwise people get sad at the lack of places to do their park things. Yeah, sorry, Holmes, but we're gonna need to sacrifice you to make everything else happier. There's that. Gonna put a few more down. Yeah, I'll put one down right here. There we go. And I think... Oh wow, that's massive. Don't want anything quite that big. I think I'll put a Japanese garden down as well somewhere. Actually, I've noticed Japanese gardens are really good when it comes to... Like, look at this. Yeah, look at how much that increases happiness. The Japanese gardens are really effective at that, whereas like these three weren't really able to do all that much. The Japanese garden did quite a bit. I guess that makes sense. Oh yeah, it seems like these larger ones, they affect a large area, but they don't do it that much, whereas the Japanese gardens, and I'm sure some of these other ones as well, affect a smaller area, but a lot more. Seems like the Japanese garden is the most, I guess, dense in terms of what it does. So that's pretty nice. Yeah. Well, the crime appears to be abound. I really need to... You know, I just said I was going to stop spending on stupid stuff, but now I really need... That's kind of scary. Literally, apparently, like, half the people in our city have turned to crime. I know there's, like, an achievement for living at a crime rate of 40% for, like, 2 years, but I don't know if I want to necessarily try that, especially this early on. Oh, and we're running electricity already? My god. Yeah, that's the thing that's the biggest struggle with the beginning of the game, is it's just... I mean, we are making a decent amount of money, I'll admit that, but it's like... It feels like it's so hard to keep up with everyone's demands. Oh, yeah, now we don't have enough money, see? Yeah, it's just hard to make enough money to produce all the things that people want. There. Come on, people. Give me all your money. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm not sure. Can I even actually do this? Okay, yes, I can adjust taxes. I'm gonna move taxes up to like 11%. I don't think that'll make anyone too unhappy, but it'll make us a decent amount more, I think. There we go. Yeah, let's see. So we're making $3,000 per week. Now let's see what it goes up to from that. Yeah, as you can see, it's going up quite a bit from that increase in taxes. I feel like the higher taxes you have, the more people get upset, or the more people decide to turn to crime, which, I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense. I don't feel like, look at this, like, I feel like 3/4 of all households have turned to crime. That's kind of crazy. I don't feel like that's quite realistic, but I guess you can't really say that much. Alright, there we go. Now, nice. See, look at that. Oh no, wait. Actually, the way it works, I've noticed, is, okay, if you look, the way the criminals get gotten rid of is literally all that happens is a police officer will drive by, and if a police officer drives by, then that area will cease to have crime. Actually, you can't even, where are they even? Oh, what the did I really just do that? Why did I put a medical clinic down? Oh my god, I'm stupid. What the heck did I do that for? How did I even not see that? That's crazy. I'm sure those of you who are watching probably just face palmed and you're like, oh my god, what are you doing? There we go. Okay, I was gonna say, I'm like, why are none of the criminals listening? There you go. As you can see, the little purple police cars, as soon as they drive by any building, every criminal just automatically turns innocent. It's kind of funny. And it's weird because, like, as you can see, there's no detained criminals. So these aren't actual criminals, but they're like, I guess they're like people that are thinking of committing a crime. So the second a police car drives by, they're like, okay, nope, no more crimes for me. I'm safe. I'm a good boy now. That's kind of funny. Alright. And wow, I made quite a bit of money while I was waiting for those police cars and to make some, or watching those police cars, and yeah, already out of electricity, yet again, of course. Yeah, I can't, oh, there we go. Okay, we can make these now, which, yeah, there you go, 0 to 20, so they're much more efficient than the wind turbines. Yeah, there you go, 20. So I'm gonna make probably several of these. Should I probably just make this, I'll basically make a big line over here. And actually, how much... Yeah, I will eventually, game, calm down. Like I said, I don't really want a bunch of high schoolers, because then they won't want to work in the factories. Which doesn't really make sense, because I feel like that's how most people who... Well, not most people, but mostly a lot of the people in factories probably only have a high school education. Oh, listen to all those nice sirens. Isn't it pleasant? Not really. I have to say, I do kind of prefer to go down in the forest. It's a bit more peaceful than being in the city. At least the sounds are much more pleasant. What are you talking about blackouts? I just look at this. Look at this crap. I got all the electricity you could ever need. Not really, but I'd say it's pretty decent. Alright, I think this was a pretty good video. Well, not good, but I'd say it was long enough. So, thank all of you for watching. I hope to see you next time, and goodbye.